Cindy, say hello to our audience.
Hi, everybody.
Cindy, by the way, we make a joke and a quote every show, and you don't have to laugh at the joke. Well, you should. I am the host, and I'm hoping you laugh.
Okay.
She didn't laugh. Anyways, I'm going to introduce my other co-host. Boomy, how are you?
Good evening, Heshy. It's great to be here as always. If you can ask me how I'm doing, after about number 17 of Joe Biden's executive orders, okay, my mood began to slip a little bit. But as Sean Hannity keeps on telling me, he says, Boomy, let not your heart be troubled. Things will get better.
We'll talk about Boomy is never going to stop crying about this. Wow. And by the way, I heard Boomy was talking behind my back to the politicians today. They're saying that I'm wild and crazy. And
you're a wild and crazy guy.
And whatever. So, Soya, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Great to be here.
I was warned that if I make fun of her hair, she's going to make fun of my hair. Go ahead, Soya.
I have hair.
I have hair too.
Sure you do.
Some of it. Anyways, we're going to get to our show tonight. We're going to, of course, do our commercials. But I want to tell you one little thing, guys. Number one, today is Linda's birthday.
Happy birthday, Linda.
So I didn't want to buy her.
What did you get her?
I didn't want to buy her flowers.
You need to get her something big. She puts up with a lot.
I'm going to Florida tomorrow. I'm taking you to Florida. I spent a lot of money. All of a sudden today she says she's not coming with me.
That's the gift, Florida?
Florida.
That's the whole gift?
Hotel.
But Heshy, if you're going to take her, just tell us the truth. The audience want to know, when are you going to pick her up?
Anyways, she now canceled the trip on me. I bought her flowers. She might come again. Flowers.
We gotta talk. You gotta get her something.
It's just a waste of money. I don't know. Well, I bought her flowers.
No,
yeah.
it's her birthday.
Right, flowers. Women
That's
like,
it?
Okay, can we get to the show?
Heshy, at least pizza and a soda for that.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to be in Florida. I'm going to do a pizza review in Florida, and anybody wants to come see me, I'll be at the Alexander Hotel. But we have High Tech Web Group, guys. High Tech Web Group, 212-235-2777. Their email, his website is info at hightech, HITECHWEBGROUP.com. So you can email him at info at hightechwebgroup.com.
Or just call Jaime at 212-235-2777.
He's getting our show set up. This guy's just great and wonderful, and I am so impressed.
We would not have a show without him.
Cindy,
and
He has the best team, Heine and our producer, Avraham.
Right, in case you need a studio, come on down. Jaime's going to help you. Was he good to you, Cindy? No?
Yes, very helpful.
Good. Who do we have next on the list? The next one is my daughter-in-law, by the way, Cindy. You're going to love this girl. Go ahead.
We have TT Styles here, wigs, makeup, wedding events, and all affairs. You can reach Tehila at TEHILA at TEETEESTYLES.com. Or you can check out her Instagram at Tehila at TTStyles1. You can also reach Tehila at 718. Ooh, I think I have her wrong number.
You do. 516-362-6484. 516-362-6484. She's down in Florida today doing a photo shoot, and she'll be back for a big event on Sunday. So you call Tehila Tishla at 516-362-6484. Wigs, makeup, everything to doing with events. She'll make you look great and wonderful. I'm telling you, she's with
What does she do, Bummy?
She brings out the beauty in you.
That's right. And who do we have up next on our list?
We have Green Line.
Green Line Solutions. I wonder whose company that is.
These guys that can get on top of it. Green Line Building Solutions. I have 24 more days before I retire. Well, I'll be partially retired because I'll be running for city council. And Cindy, I will discuss that with you.
Preservation and Development, Fire Department, Criminal Court, Department of Finance, Environmental Control Board, Settlements, Building Consulting, Violation Removal, Construction Management,
get the picture.
Owner Compliance, Contracting, Licensed Department, Building Expediters, and Designs. For all your building consulting needs, you can reach Green Line at 718-871-0382. That's 718-871-0382, located at 202 Foster Avenue.
Parking in the back. By the way, again this week, another big time. I took care of some inspectors, and I did a whole bunch of stuff. By the way, guys, a bunch of sheriffs. I was at a wedding in Williamsburg, 2 weddings in one day. Sheriffs came, police came, and I'm going to talk to Cindy about that. The police tried to get him without a warrant, and I put it on video.
I saw that. I love that. It scared me a little.
I got over 20,000 TikTok hits, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. They said you don't need a warrant. I couldn't believe it when I quoted my First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, she can do whatever she wants. I
Well,
said, well,
those
Because she has a gun.
constitutional amendments don't apply anymore. Now the Democratic establishment, under the leadership of Jose Biden, is in there. You know what I mean? They certainly don't apply to the white
we'll
people
talk
in this
about
country.
that. Let's Cindy, we'll
But
get to
Heshy,
that.
if you look at the video, she just looked like a nasty cop that would have,
Well-
under different circumstances, if she didn't have all those cameras, she kept telling you to take away the camera. I think under different circumstances, she might have thrown you down on the ground.
Not
She
me.
looked.
I'm too big for it to do that. Plus, I
She
do
has a
love the
gun,
police.
though.
What do we have up next? Cougs.
Cooks Power, a family-owned and operated company serving the Brooklyn community and local areas, committed to quality and superior customer service. They specialize in residential and commercial lighting installation and repairs, as well as wiring or rewiring of your home or business. You could check out their website at www.cookspowernyc.com, or you can call Cooks Power at 347-794-8236. That's 347-794-8236. Call Cooks Power and live a happy life.
Wonderful. And you know what? Electrical is very dangerous. Please take care of it. We have next James Meadows.
A highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer, dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phones, stop sign. Every time I read this list, I think of you, Heshy. Failure to yield, an improper turn, are traffic offenses with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points, increased insurance rates, suspensions of your driver's license, and even being arrested. The law office of James Meadow is your best chance of beating your traffic tickets. You can reach James at 845-842-5387, 845-842-5387, or my favorite, 845-TICKETS.
By the way, you can email him at jamesmeadows@gmail.com, JAMESMEDOWS@gmail.com. I'm repeated, JAMESMEDOWS@gmail.com. And you know what? When you said the arrested part, I did agree. Everything on that list pertains to me. What do we got next on
We
that list?
have Plaza Auto Leasing. Heshy, are you a pal? Become a pal today at Plaza Auto Leasing. They're located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue, right in the heart of Brooklyn. You can check out their website, www.plazaautoleasing.com. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get the best of both worlds, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make, or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you. 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000.
718-975-9000, 2750 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn. She reads it so beautifully. I wish she would put more heart into it. I'm not giving you a raise. Anyways, I'm joking. Of course you get a raise. Traveler's Choice, Bobby.
Twice nothing is still nothing.
I know. Traveler's Choice, Bobby. What do we got?
Traveler's Choice, of course, Traveler's Choice. For all of your travel needs, you call Traveler's Choice, you get the hotel, the airfare,
Which I
the
did.
airline,
I did. He got me
the
my-
rent-a-car.
Yes, he did.
everything all in one package. You don't have to go on these crazy sites. You don't have to call all over, do rent-a-car, do this, do that. They give you one package deal. They give you the best prices, the best service, and all of the best at the very best prices. And remember-
212-868-8698, 212-868-8698. Call Yossi and Devorah Leifer. They're just wonderful. And what are they?
For all of your travel needs, Traveler's Choice is your only choice.
Wonderful. Then we have HeshyTishler.com. Now listen to me, guys. Go to it. I'm going to talk to Cindy about this. HeshyTishler.com is my website. I'm running for city council. I have competitors, which I don't think are even really competitors, but I do have to compete against them. I need donations, $25, $35, $100. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, I was running around the last 2 days also doing my announcement video. It's very hard. It's a 4-minute video, but they make me stand there for 2 days in the cold without a coat. And still I haven't gotten sick.
That's entertainment.
HeshyTishler.com, everybody, go to it. You're gonna, please, we could use donations. We want to get elected. and I'm going to be your next councilman.
And you
into
can
the
call in 718-289-0070. That's 718-289-0070. Or you can text him, Heshy, during the show at 718-288-7844. That's 718-288-7844.
By the way, we have super chats on YouTube. If you want to ask a question, we're taking all your questions on YouTube from super chats. So if you type a super chat, and we'll for sure ask that question. 718-289-0070. We're going to see if we'll take calls if Cindy wants us at the end of the show. And Cindy, we're going to introduce you in a second. But today's quote, guys, this quote, I actually, when I was looking up Cindy, I made this quote for her. Okay, Cindy, are you ready? Are you listening? I swear to you.
I'm sad.
Okay. And this is because she was so nice to me. It's not now. She's been nice to me the few times I spoke to her. And Cindy, this is who you are. One kind word can change someone's entire day. Okay? Kind words are worth much and cost little. Kind words encourage the soul. And Cindy, who I never even met before a while ago, just was kind to me, gave me energy, made me feel so much better. And I hear you do this for a lot of people, Cindy, and I thank you for your kindness, for your beautiful words, because she's a writer, and you're going to see how this delicious woman is going to talk to us on the show with strength, with beauty. And Cindy, may God bless you for every time you speak.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to tell you a quick joke. We're going to start the show.
Okay.
As you know, it's Linda's birthday. That's my wife. I try not to make fun of her every show, but I have to. And, of course, me and Linda had a fight. We're leaving to Florida tomorrow, and she decided out of the blue she's not coming. Of course, just to upset me. That's what women do. Not you, Cindy, but everybody else. Anyways, so here was happened. We went away on a vacation. She was hollering and screaming, I'm not going. Finally, I dragged her, and we went to Florida for Passover. Where we're sitting there, I run a barbecue from like 4 in the afternoon till 4 in the morning. And you're talking the barbecue just has meat
Well,
and
can I
steak.
know you can eat a lot,
I
Heshy.
can, but I have usually 20, 30 people there.
Heshy likes his food.
I love my food. And we were just cooking, and the grease and everything going in. One of the kids asked me if they could grill. So Linda was sitting next to the fire, and you know, Linda has a lot of money in her pocketbook. She doesn't let that pocketbook out of her sight. She holds it. We sleep in bed sometimes in the middle. There's a pocketbook. You know what I mean?
She doesn't trust you, Heshy,
Not
so
a
she
penny.
keeps an eye on
When
it.
I touch that zipper, she wakes up. So anyways, one of the kids started splashing more grease, and boom, the fire started to raise, and the roof of the outside by the pool started to burn. And I screamed, fire, fire! Now, we had little kids there. Instead of Linda grabbing the kid, she grabbed the pocketbook and ran out. While she's running out, I said, Linda, the kids!
She said, oh, yeah.
She said, yeah, I got the money. Right here. And then, you know, I keep bothering her that she ran out without the kids.
Okay.
But anyways, that was funny to me.
Let's
Cindy,
do our shout-outs.
we're going to do our shout-outs. First of all, today...
Sergeant Peters!
Wait, today's Linda's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Linda.
Tomorrow is Mira Nava, my granddaughter's birthday.
Happy birthday, honey.
She's
Nava.
calling me full force Big H now. I got her fully trained. Then the next day is my birthday.
Okay.
Whoa, we can get
Okay, she said happy birthday. Sergeant Peter, we love you. Ellie, we love you.
We mentioned
Dove
Mira
Hiking,
Nava.
we love you.
Dove Hiking, we love you too. That's
President Trump, we love you.
President Trump, I heard you tried to call Mar-a-Lago today.
Mar-a-Lago today,
right.
and
And
I
she spoke to somebody there.
Yeah.
Heshy, I want to ask you something. I heard something about a child, a baby just about 1 year old, that was arrested for treason and incitement to riot.
Oh, God.
Is that correct that Mira Nava was seen
What were
spitting up?
they
at
arrested
the-
for? Treason. What? What happened?
Mira Nava, I believe she was seen spitting up at the mention of Joe Biden's name. Is that true, Heshy? Was she indeed arrested?
Well,
and
Mira-
what are the charges? What's the story with that
Well,
now?
Tischlers are
I
getting...
think everybody has some
Right.
sort of bodily reaction when they hear his name.
Tischlers are getting arrested in every generation, so I guess now they have to start with my granddaughter and take her in because she's a Democrat but really a Republican at heart. And I just want you to know, before we start with Cindy, do you know that since COVID is so wild rampant, in the San Francisco Zoo, gorillas got COVID transferred by the zookeeper, really, guys? And they gave them some kind of medicine, some herd immunity or antibodies. I swear, this is a true story. I heard it on WINS News, that the 8 gorillas had COVID, and now, thank goodness, they recovered from COVID
Oh, thank
with
God.
this experimental mental treatment.
So then if it works with other members of the family, why can't it work with the
But
rest
here's
of
my
us?
point to you. If COVID could be transferred from person to person and to animals, that means anybody who had COVID transferred it to their dog. The dog that they walk on the street transferred to other people. So this COVID will never end. So the vaccine is full of crap. Anyways, I want to introduce our guest tonight, guys. Let me tell you who this woman is. Cindy Grosz is an award-winning media personality, brand ambassador, and Jewish activist. She unsuccessfully ran, so did I, Cindy, as the first modern Orthodox woman for Congress, and you're going to win the next time, Cindy, because I'm going to be here for you.
And we're going to vote for you.
During
if
the
we
Trump
can.
administration, she was a Jewish advisor on the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. You got to listen to this, guys. This is very interesting what she talks
No,
about.
she's a class act. I know
Wait
about
a
Cindy,
minute.
of course.
Her columns appear regularly in the Times of Israel and the Israel National News. She has co-hosted on 710 AM WOR, Mojo 500, and other outlets. She's the chair of Jewish Vote GOP, and she can be reached through, if you want to reach her, Jewish Vote Counts at
For those that don't know
gmail.com.
what GOP is, that's the grand old party, the GOP, and that is the Republican Party.
Cindy, welcome to our show, and I hear you're starting your own radio show soon. Oh, no?
I don't know. You know something I don't know.
Cindy, I want to ask you a question.
Cindy, maybe I can come over and co-host with you because I don't know. I don't like the way Heshy, always, I don't feel
First
like
of
I'm
all,
always
you have to
treated
bring
right.
Linda Buxa for her birthday.
I love you. Cindy, we want to know a little bit about you, but you are very big. I'm a Democrat. I have to run as a Democrat. I know you're not happy about it, but if I run as a Republican, Cindy, I'm not. Even if I win, I won't be able to get anything done. But I want you to know, I don't know if you've done any research on me, but I fought for Trump. I fight for this city. Today, I went to a homeless shelter where all your Black Lives Matter are screaming and hollering. Nobody cared about these beautiful black women who are sitting in the shelter being mistreated, fed disgusting food. You should see how they live. I almost wanted to throw up, Cindy, when I walked in there. I wanted to die. And these are not men that can live on the street. These are women, delicate women that are struggling. That
Human
want to come
beings.
back.
It's not humane.
I invited two of them for my Shabbos meal. They were so impressed. They're going to come to my house. Yes, I'm going to take homeless women into our house. Me and Linda, we're going to feed them. I have no place for them to stay, and I feel bad they're going to stay there. But I want you to know, I have a 10-point plan how to fix the homeless issue in this community. Cindy, talk to us, Cindy. What do you think?
First of all, if you have any intention of winning, you have to let somebody else talk. The council is a group.
You know what?
Tell him, Cindy.
I plan on taking over that council. I'm not going to let nobody talk, Cindy. I'm going to make them so miserable for passing stupid legislation like the state legislation. Again, January 6th, they're going to take people out of their homes, Cindy, if they feel you're sick and put you in a detention center. And now Biden wants you to wear double masks. By the way, Cindy, just for your
Fauci's
knowledge.
idea.
By the way, I want you to know this is CDC and all the health organizations. We are down across the board at hospitalization, according to a leading doctor called Para-League or whatever, under the Obama and now Biden administrations. So they admit hospitalizations are down, yet Mr. Cuomo and Mr. de Blasio are telling us we're dying, we're overloaded, we don't have enough PPE, we don't have enough beds, we don't have enough money, everything's like now we don't have enough vaccine when Merck and everybody else is producing 1.5 million a day. Even Biden says it. And you know what? After we get all the vaccines, they're saying we have to redo it again. Again, if you have all this money and Merck pulled out, what's going on? But you tell us, who's in control? It must be politics, right, Cindy?
Everything is politics. But, the reason I guess you brought me on here was because of the article that I wrote recently that I haven't mentioned your name in.
I love you.
I am a proud Republican. I am a proud supporter of President Trump. And I believe in a two-party system.
More, be careful. Sorry.
Well, I actually believe, as many others, in what I see happening on a national level. Conservatives are not going to take this quietly, and you are seeing the emergence of some great candidates, not in New York and California, but with Sarah Huckabee Sanders announcing her intention to run for governor, Mike Lindell's planning to run. There are many other people. Today we just found out 6 o'clock tonight, it does look like Claudia Tenney is going to be announcing that she won her congressional seat from upstate New York. So that's another New York congressperson that we will have as a Republican. And you are going to see more and more of.
But Cindy, how come 5 of your Republican senators, 5 of them, double-crossed the president today? What are their names? I have it somewhere here.
Sass,
Go ahead.
Susan Collins, Murkowski, Toomey, and Romney.
Romney's a pig, just let me tell you right off the top. But your people, our people, because I believe I'm also Republican at heart, double-crossed the president and I just want to put him in jail or take away his... I mean, it's over. Isn't this over, Cindy? They can't even legally do it. And still we have 5 idiots that are Republicans. Are we? Is it just going to get worse and you're going to lose not only 5 seats, but you're going to lose more at the midterm election? Or are we going to take back?
I'm going to explain to you.
But the people you're saying running are running for governor and stuff, not for the most important Senate and Congress seats.
That's not true. First of all, the most important seats in elections, and I'm glad you said it, before being a Republican or a Democrat, I am a Jew. I was born a Jew and I will die a Jew. I also believe that Jews have to be active in both parties, regardless of where you are. One of the problems that Jews have, and this is really true across the country, if you notice, even in a state like Miami, in Florida, in the areas that are Jewish Democrats, were the areas that we did not pick up seats, where in so many other areas we did. Jews overall are, as a minority, the least educated and least proactive in politics, as far as registering, as far as volunteering, and as far as getting involved. All politics start on a local level, then a state level, and finally the national level. But just because you voted for Trump and someone decides a month before they want to vote for him, that doesn't make you really the best person to be involved in politics. The Black community has figured it out better than us, the Hispanic community, Asian community, the women overall as a group. Now Jews have to, because we are in big trouble because of the extremes in both parties.
New York as well don't participate? Are we the lowest?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Well,
There are so many anti-Semitic acts going on from both extremes that people in religious Jewish communities don't know about. I mean, we know about what happened in Brooklyn with Cuomo and de Blasio. We had an incident upstate with a video that went out around Curious Joe, and the GOP basically ignored it, and there was no major repercussions or discipline about it. In District 4 on Long Island, which has the Orthodox communities of the 5 towns, you have Long Beach, you have West Hempstead, you have the Merrick area, the heart of Jewish Orthodoxy on Long Island. We had a very bad anti-Semitic case that happened around elections in November that no one even knows about. There was an anti-Semitic fire commissioner who was busy all over social media that organizations like Stand With Us called out and the JCRC. And this person was handpicked by the Nassau GOP. This is not acceptable in 2021.
So what you're saying is, I got you on the Jewish level, but now, why is that? I mean, if you figured it out, I mean, there must be a reason. I mean, why they're picking on the Jews? I mean, really, we participate
It's not
in this
picking on
country.
the Jews. The Jews do it to themselves. It works 2 ways. It doesn't just happen because, just to give you a couple of examples, the Jews are the least that are registered to vote, and they're the ones that get involved the least. I gave you several examples here, and I can tell you, the average person in these communities doesn't even know this went on.
Well, Cindy, isn't it true that we don't even have leadership amongst the Jewish community. There was a time before Dov Hikind, for example, before he retired, he was a genuine leader, at least within the city, local Orthodox Jewish community. We don't
Well,
have
you
that
know what?
kind of
Dov
leadership
Hikind
anymore.
also chaired a Black Lives Matter rally in the spring.
Well, that was not really a Black Lives Matter rally. It was an All Lives Matter kind of rally, and it was just people I know didn't really completely understand what it was meant to accomplish. Maybe it wasn't the best step.
There
but
was
it's
no,
a general
it wasn't a
rule.
real Black Lives Matter.
Okay, so
there's
There was no looting or assault. So
All right,
it
you know
wasn't
what,
a real
let's-
Black Lives Matter.
Okay, there's a difference of agreement there because there were people involved, and there are other instances. There are certain people that are running for city council or attempting to run for city council in Queens that are part of the alt-right people that support Lyndon LaRoche. Now, we all know who Lyndon LaRoche was, correct?
How can that be, though? Don't they know what they're doing?
Because people are not educated. I'll give you another
But
example.
Cindy, I want you to know most of the organizations that do most of the biggest volunteering, that donate most of the money across this country to Red Cross, to Hatzalah, to feeding the poor, to helping people nationwide, are the Jewish people. I mean, so we are.
Do you have numbers to prove that?
Yes, I do. I'm not talking millions. I'm talking in the hundreds of millions of dollars where we run organizations in every single major city, from Hatzalah organizations to Chaverim organizations
Chabad.
to Chabad being in every
But
city
that's
and
your
all over
own
the world.
in your own roots. It's totally different. And I'm an Orthodox Jew. I understand. I go to Chabad. I understand it. But if you want to talk mainstream, it's a different ballgame. I'm telling you, I've worked with it. I worked in the national, you talked about working with Black people. I worked in the National Diversity Coalition. I work with people on a regular basis, like Darrell Scott, who actually worked on the criminal justice reform.
Cindy, does it not begin at least with proper Jewish leadership? For example, if you will run again for Congress, you get in, Heshy runs for city council, he gets in, we would then have a leadership that would sort of, rally up the troops in a sense.
It's easier said than, first of all, you had Chaim Deutsch, Common Yeager in your community.
Common Yeager doesn't say anything, you never hear him.
Okay, stop, go ahead.
Hey,
Yes,
he's
go
a
ahead.
councilman and he was an elected official. And when he stood up to support Israel and he made a remark, he was reprimanded and taken away from a leadership position. So there you were, your Orthodox community and your Orthodox leader who tried to stand up for Jews, and he was saying the right thing.
And at that time, Dov Hikind did do a rally in his favor, supporting him very strongly.
You know what? We have a difference of opinion on this, so let's move on to a different topic.
I want to go.
How do we get the Jews
Cindy,
to educate them and get them involved, Cindy?
No, but Cindy, I'm going to want to go on a national level. The people that supposedly ran into, or what's the proper word that they keep saying, into the Capitol, they
Broke in?
I mean, we should now arrest all of them in 20 years and put them on the no-fly zone. I mean, are we acting a little bit overboard? They made a mistake. You're right. They did something bad. And I only believe only a few did. Some of them
It was not an insurgency. That's ridiculous, and let's put that aside already. You know
It
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
a
You know
Cindy.
what? The way you have to start it is not nationally. You have to start it locally. I run groups. I have grassroots groups that I'm meeting throughout New York. I'll give you an example. I got a phone call today from somebody in regard to one of the Brooklyn groups, and they wanted to know there is a problem of anti-Semitism among several of its members, and they wanted to know what to do about it. And it's very sad that we're actually talking about this on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, where there is such a rise of anti-Semitism. So this is happening, and you might not want to see it or believe it, but it is going on. But it has to become the same priority of learning who's on your school boards, who are the judges, who is running, who is running against you. I mean, I heard one name on the Republican side.
Yes, there's who's running against me on the Democratic side is a young lady called Amber Adler. I think she's just lost completely, and she's trying to get support from our previous councilman. And then we have a young man, Noble. I don't think he's politically connected. I don't think he has accomplished much in life. Both of them, by the way, Amber Adler hasn't worked in 4 years and deported her husband to Canada, but we won't discuss that right now. I'll get that on the debate. So there's no experience that these people actually think they're going to be councilmen with no business experience, with no running a business, with no handling in the millions of dollars of budgets like I've done. I work with the volunteer, I work with the sick, I work with the homeless, and these guys want to be. And then Saperstein, he's a very nice boy. He helps special needs or education. He did run against Chaim Deutsch. He got like 40% of the vote. Again, I don't think he understands or is qualified to do it. Now, how do we allow, Cindy, people like this? Forget the Republican lady who's going to run against me. Her name is
You know
Irina.
what? It's not up to you and I to make that decision. First of all, here's a very important question.
But half of
Not
those
many of
people
the
in city
average
government, but
person knows
Cindy,
who's the county leadership. You have to go through and play the games within the inner circles. I'm going to talk like a Republican because I'm a Republican, and honestly, I want Republicans. I don't see Democrats helping out. I want Republicans. So here's my situation. Who are your county leaderships and what relationships does the Jewish community? They're the ones who are making the decisions. It's your county leaderships.
Wow.
That's number one. If they don't support you, chances are very hard that you're going to get anywhere in any situation.
Well, I don't want their support. I'm going to be a man of the people. When I get into city council, it's 51 members. I don't want them to scare us. I don't want for a moment for them to think that anybody could be bought in the city council, and I'll be watching them. I'll be setting up, I'll be holding people responsible in the nursing home communities, whether the governor lets him off the hook. I'm not going to let Mr. Mayor get away with what he's done with what he did with the bribery scandal, with the Rechnitz case. I'm not going to let him forget about it. I'm going to continue with this stuff. Now you're going to say, Heshy, you're one man alone. You know what? So far, I've been keeping my stores open, keeping my synagogues open, keeping my restaurants open, keeping wedding halls open. You're right, I'm taunting the mayor, opening the parks, and I have people joining the movement. We need a change. That's why I like the Republican Party. But again, who's this young lady? Her name is Irina something. Do you know the last name there, Cindy? Irina?
Yes, Ina Vernikov, and her people have called me, and you know what? She's getting all the support from Dov Hikian.
You know what? I think she's related to Dov, or she's a girlfriend of Yoni, or she worked for Dov. Again, she's running as a Republican, which I feel, number one, I'm more qualified. She doesn't have, not that I have a problem that she's single, but my problem is how does she know how a single mother, because I was raised by a single mother, Cindy. I was raised when we struggled up when I didn't have a father as a kid. So I understand what it is coming from the ground up. I understand what it is losing everything and almost being homeless. I understand what it is working 18, 20 hours a day and coming home to see my children barely when they're just sleeping and hoping that they're still breathing. So I don't believe that these candidates running against me, by the way, do you endorse me even though you're Republican? I want you to smile right now.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a Republican. And you know what? I'm asked every single day about endorsing Democrats, and I'm a Republican. I want Republicans to win.
No, but don't you want somebody who
Well,
does
I'll
good-
be honest with you. There is an issue where there are some alt-right rogue Republicans that are anti-Semitic, that go on social media. They've done it for 2 years. I'll give credit to one person who stood up. The Queens County Chair, who is your New York State Secretary, the highest ranking Republican woman by the name of Joanne Ariola. For 2.5 years, she has stood by and fought anti-Semitism from alt-right groups that are coming out of New York. But she's been doing it alone. It hasn't been Ted Gora, your Brooklyn leader. It hasn't come from New York State, from Nick Langworthy, and it hasn't come from any of the other boroughs. Joanne is the only one who has personally and professionally called out alt-right. She doesn't accept anti-Semitism from the left, and she doesn't accept it from the right.
But
And
I
that's the
haven't
way
seen her. I haven't seen her. I mean, I know who she is, but I haven't seen her scream at the Black Lives Matter movement that hates all white people. I mean, I have no problem with the Black Lives Matter because I'm going to be trying to open up a dialogue with them, and I want them to. Some of them came to my house. I want to open up a dialogue, and I want to see where we can compromise because this thing is supposed to be over, Cindy. You have Biden as president. There's supposed to be no more diversity in this country. There's supposed to be no more divisiveness. Biden is president, and whether we like him or not, he is president. We have to
That's
accept
what the Democratic left has been doing. Biden, instead of equality, it's equity. There is systemic racism, according to what the Biden administration, the left wing tells us. And there is no more systemic racism in the United States. There hasn't been systemic racism for years.
So,
they are equal in every which way, and they're even
reverse
more in any way.
racism now.
It's
I
reverse
think we're going
racism.
off topic.
They are
We have
calling
to
white
talk
people,
about
they are
Jews
calling
more
us all white men white supremacists. We're becoming an endangered species.
Hold on. There's a guy, Mayor Labin. He writes a tweet to Dear Trump supporters. I don't look down on you because I think I'm better than you. I just think you're horrible, even from my very low standards. So, I mean, this is called hate, and it's. I mean, we have 50% of the country, Cindy, hating us, and maybe, I mean, look at Romney. Romney's a Republican. Would you ever endorse Romney again over a Democrat? The man is an idiot.
Okay, you're running as a Democrat. Are you comparing yourself to AOC, who's also a Democrat?
Never.
They're in the minority. You know what? They're in the minority, the people that are the anti-Trumpers in the Republican Party, and you see it. And I know where something's going on, and I think it's the best thing of all that he's not on Twitter right now when everybody's guessing what's happening. And this man is brilliant, and you're going to see Trump come back stronger than ever.
Amen.
And you're going to see a stronger Republican Party because the Democrats, from who I've been talking to, can't believe what's going on. We don't have a president. We have a dictator. 33 executive orders. Susan Rice is running the country.
Oh my God, Obama's Susan Rice. Cindy, what happened to Mitch McConnell, Cindy?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. To ask that question.
What happened to Mitch McConnell, Cindy?
Mitch McConnell was always like this, but you have to understand something. Donald Trump came in as an outsider. Donald Trump won, and he was kind of promised, you know, all the help and everything. I'll give you a couple of great examples where he had some issues that he made mistakes on because he listened to the GOP party, the RNC. In 2016, in the Arizona primary, John McCain was behind Kelly Ward, and everybody wanted Kelly Ward to win. Kelly Ward is now currently the GOP head in Arizona. Kelly Ward was way ahead. But Mitch McConnell and the establishment said, no, you got to support John McCain. And Trump did it. Well, we know what happened with John McCain. Can you imagine, God forbid, if Trump died and it was McCain's kids were sitting at a funeral, the way they embarrassed Ivanka and Jared for showing respect? Wow. I mean, Trump did everything right.
Cindy, I want to take some calls with one question. Okay. And I know it's a dumb question, but here it is. Even though I'm going to be city councilman, and I think that you will support me once I'm elected because you're going to see that I'm a different kind of, I don't really care, Democrat, Republican. I want to make the issues. My issues are not so much legislation. I want to try to rip apart legislation. I want to take care of the homeless issue. I want to take care of postpartum depression. I want to work on vouchers and scholarships and grants for our children. I want to make sure that we have food. But again, I don't want them to take away the wealth. You know, right now we have a homeless project coming into Borough Park. Now everybody's saying, well, Heshy, wow, it's going to be like low income, affordable housing. They're giving it away. It'll be in a lottery. Black people, white people can all come to Borough Park. Don't be prejudiced. Let them in. And you know what I said to them? I said, listen, you know, you're getting a $2 million tax break on your 8 buildings.
That's right. And
so not only are you giving it away, affordable housing and making money, you're saving, so you're making $2 million a year before you bring. Why don't you give us all the same tax break? Don't put the homeless here, because today I went to a homeless shelter, Cindy, and people were just doing bad things on the street. I felt so bad, and they don't care. And you're right, that was a Democratic thing. But Cindy, will President Trump come back, yes or no?
I can't answer. I don't have a crystal ball. I think what we have to worry about is Jews. We have a bigger problem in New York. We have Cuomo, we have de Blasio, we have a supermajority in both the state Senate and Assembly in Albany. We have no control. Our Upper West Side, the Jews are, it's struggling.
Well, Cindy, I see that.
And they themselves.
I believe we have, by the way, I call them Crackamo and de Blasio, and we're going to get rid of de Blasio. And by the way, one of my legislations, the first one, I'm already in the middle of preparing it, it will be that New York City will have a right to do a recall election. We'll never be able to have a crazy mayor there again. Just like California's 200,000 signatures away from recalling that idiot governor, we're going to be able to recall our mayor anytime we want. And I'm hoping the legislation, with enough pressure with me in City Council, our legislators in Albany and the Senate and Assembly will do the same. Cindy, I want to take a call. Is that okay?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's take a caller. Let's hear a caller. Anybody? Let's see if there's a finger going up. We got a caller. Hello, you're on there with Heshy, Boomy, and Sawyer and Cindy. No, we're not. No caller. He's not giving us a call. Are we getting a caller? Oh, we have a caller?
We've got a few on the line.
His
from what I
finger
see.
is up. I don't know, Cindy. We never
Mr.
have luck with
Producer?
our phones. He says we're up. We don't have anything. Hello? I guess we'll keep talking to Cindy. I don't know what he's doing.
Cindy mentioned just a minute ago about the Upper West Side and the struggling going on, but you know something? What is sad is that, to my knowledge, Cindy, a lot of the Jews on the Upper West Side are actually a lot of very, very liberal Jews that voted for what's his name,
Joe
Fat
Biden.
Jerry Nadler
And Joe
Biden,
yeah,
and
what's
it
with
seems like
Jerry
they did a
Nadler?
lot of it to themselves.
Yeah.
You know, Cindy, am
So
I
I
wrong?
can
mean, tell
answer
me.
you that. Part of the problem is that not enough people get involved in these elections that want to run and have primary. Everybody runs as a Democrat, and they say you have to run because of the primaries. Look what went out last week for B count in New York. Every Republican I know in the 5 boroughs got a text message and a letter in the mail that in order to have a say in the mayoral race, you have to be a Democrat. We don't have one decent person coming up as a Republican mayoral candidate.
Now, you know something, Cindy? We're going to have Sawyer coming in as a Republican. We're going to talk about that for
Sawyer,
a local
I think, is
something.
registered
Yes.
as a Democrat.
But she will re-register
but she's
as a Republican.
Oh,
Republican
Lisa's
at heart.
calling. This is your son calling with your wife on the phone to wish her a happy birthday.
Hello, who's on the phone?
This is your
that was-
son with your wife.
Oh, with Linda,
Yaakov.
Linda, everybody, happy birthday.
Hi.
Sing her happy birthday.
Linda, I told everybody that you're not coming to Florida tomorrow, but you know you're coming with me, right?
That's why she came to your show.
I don't know what I know, but I know a lot of stuff.
Linda.
Exactly. There we go.
Did not promise to come with you, Hershey.
Linda, you know I never buy you flowers.
Yeah, I didn't promise to come with you, Heshy, so I don't know if I'm going or not.
But Linda, you know I never buy you flowers, but did you get nice flowers today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well you
Finally.
You know what,
You
Linda?
bad husband.
Finally.
You know what Linda tells me? She said
It's
to me,
opposite day, don't worry.
Heshy. Yes,
you know,
no, I'm just joking.
I just
Thank
wanna-
you, Heshy.
I just want you to know, Linda says to me, Heshy,
Heshy,
you know, Heshy,
today is
I
my
got flowers.
birthday.
I got flowers, Linda tells me. So Linda says to
Oh,
me,
yeah,
who
the
sent me the
flowers
flowers? I said, me. She says, you never send me flowers.
She didn't even believe that they came from you.
I know. Anyways,
You appreciate me finally, which you always do.
Exactly.
I
We always do.
appreciate you. 31
I am going,
years.
Heshy. It's really.
Anyways, I don't know why Swilly's on the phone screaming, but my nephew's on the phone
Anyway.
too.
Slowly is over.
Happy
Hang up
happy
on them.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Linda.
It slowly
We'll
is
see you
it's
soon.
over.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cindy, that was my wife, Linda. 31 years.
Happy
of,
birthday.
31 years of torturing me. I'm joking. That was a joke. Okay, I'm in trouble when I get home. Anyways, Cindy, who do you think, I know this, and I don't want to talk so much about election, but who do you think is going to win? I know you want your Republican, but you're never going to get one. The mayor election, who's going to, first of all, who do you think will win the mayor
There's no
election?
way we're gonna
Who do
get-
you think, one minute, Cindy, who do you think will win the mayor election? And two, do you think New York will come out of this funk that Cuomo and Blasio screwed us? Do we have a chance? I believe we have a good future. What do you think?
I think we have a horrible future.
Oh, no.
I am involved. I see what's going around the country. First of all, Republicans picked up so many seats that they didn't expect, and you have a young crop of freshman Congress people there that are not the Mitch McConnells, and they are not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. You have people there. I mean, you have someone who grew up in foster care. You have young Republicans from all different backgrounds.
But they're saying that the great future leader is AOC, who grew up poor.
Oh, God forbid.
I know.
I'm not talking about AOC, but I mean, you talk about the Jews in Brooklyn. I mean, they all supported Letitia James. Look what Letitia James is doing right now to Donald Trump.
I know, she's whacked. I'm hoping there's a way I can get rid of her. Let's take another phone call on the air, even though they tricked me with Linda and my son Moshe. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, Sawyer, and Cindy.
That was Moshe, not Yaakov?
Yeah. We're never going to get somebody on this fall. My son has no idea what he's doing. Anyways, can somebody please talk into the phones? Hello? Okay, back to Cindy.
Mr. Producer.
So
You asked me where we see as a country. If you want to know as a country where I see some really good trends, you want.
Please, Cindy, please.
Okay, I think that we have to watch the state of Texas. I think there's going to be a lot of action there because, first of all, they have a Republican leader there by the name of Alan West, who was a former congressman. He is a veteran. He is black. He is articulate, he is knowledgeable, and he works grassroots, something that we don't have in New York.
He's the male version of Candace Owens. I know.
Well, a little bit different.
Okay.
A little bit different. She came on the scene with the mission. He actually has a resume, and he actually was in Congress.
Okay.
Then you have my favorite person, Ted Cruz. No better friends.
We love Ted Cruz.
We love Ted Cruz. We love Ted Cruz.
And he's Hispanic. And I also think if you saw, they actually won. Their attorney general won against Biden with the immigration.
Wow.
So,
Well, let's take a phone call. Maybe it'll work. Hello, you're on there with Heshy, Bumi, Sawyer, and Cindy. I don't know why he keeps telling me there's people on the phone. I begged him to tell.
No one wants to talk.
Oh, we have somebody, Cindy. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Okay, Heshy, this is Lindo from Vacation Village.
Hello, how are you?
Remember?
I do.
Yes, listen. Yeah, you're my hero, Heshy. You're the only one who represents common sense, like Giuliani says. This is ridiculous what's going on because Biden is just a puppet for AOC and all the leftists. And he made it so obvious. I always knew the first thing he did is what they want him to do with the transgender lifting that ban in the armed forces. That is ridiculous.
Well, you're screaming about transgender. One minute, you're screaming about transgender in the armed forces. He has a transgender health. What is that, Cindy? He has a transgender health minister.
Deputy.
Deputy. I mean, is that allowed?
Well, I'll tell you, he's not as dumb as you think because he fooled everybody in a basement knowing he was going to win. He put 10 Jews in his cabinet. So here, the most of any minority, whether or not it's Blinken or this Randy Levine or Janet
There's a woman,
Yellen.
what about the Orthodox woman from Borough Park? Who's his cyber tech? I mean, she's really a serious lady. I mean, I
So
know
he
that.
put a load of Jews in. So I hear all the time, you see what a great guy he is? He has all these Jews around him.
Leftist Jews, leftist non-affiliated Jews that do nothing but
Just
go.
yelling that is not the issue. The idea is you have to actually educate the people around you. Yes, they might be Jewish, but, like they say, Doug Elmore is Kamala Harris's husband. So they asked his daughter at the
And she denied that she's Jewish.
I'm sorry?
She denied that she's Jewish.
Exactly. Neither one of his wives was Jewish.
Really?
We have to really define ourselves, and I have to give more Klein and ZOA credit because they're starting to discuss it, the influence of intermarriages in our political arena, because the average person coming in, yes, they might say they're Jewish, they might eat potato latkes, with Hanukkah.
It can have a bad effect on us as well, because if we have so many Jewish, quote unquote, who are not really Jewish at heart in office, you have people outside of in the world stating that the Jews are also taking over the world. It kind of also, to me, breeds more anti-Semitism.
But look at you two ladies. You're going after the Jewish people. I was standing in Manhattan doing a video, and two young men, really cool, beautiful, just nice guys. I took a video with them. They were rappers, they're music guys, and one is texting me all the time, and they were just smooth, and they came over to me, Heshy, how are you? And they wore a cross, they were Christian. Now, why aren't we getting guys like that involved in the elections? I mean, young people who are saying, listen, I'm tired of all this fighting, I'm not interested, I'm going to my job, I just want my restaurants open. These are the people we have to go after.
I'm doing it with my group. First of all, I have, even though it's Jewish Vote GOP, first of all, I have people from all religious backgrounds. I have a Reform rabbi in the Midwest who's one of my biggest supporters and volunteers with me. I have people in their 80s and I have people in their 20s. So, I mean, it does happen, but it takes a lot of work. And it takes more than just registering. It has to become a common day discussion about what's going on in your neighborhood, asking the simple questions that I just asked that people can. Who are your county leaderships? I bet the average person on the street cannot name in Brooklyn who is running their Democratic.
I bet you nobody knows what county leadership is even. Nobody even knows what it is.
And you're running for city council. You don't know your county. You're going to have to get the endorsement from your county leader.
You want to know something? You're so right, because I don't even know who my Republican county, if there is a Republican county leader.
Okay, so his name is Ted Gora. He's
okay, I didn't even know that. And I don't know who my Republican district leaders are, if they exist.
Exactly. And you have a conservative one. You have Jerry Kassar. But you don't know these names.
No, I don't.
And
I really don't.
Because people aren't actively, involved.
And who is the Democrat?
I don't know the Brooklyn Democrat one.
Wow. Nobody cares even, right? Because he's just so much in control?
I'm a Republican. I want Republicans.
Wow. But even Cindy...
And I know the Democratic one where I live, so I know the people who run by me.
Cindy, I'm gonna get you a tough question on, and you told me we're lost. New York City is not gonna come back. Right now, we're never gonna get a Republican mayor. You know that. It's gonna be between Eric Adams or Scott Stringer. I don't think, does Yang even have a chance? You know Yang?
I honestly think that people aren't even paying attention right now to the mayor's race. They just know it's going to be a Democrat. You don't only have mayor races, you have all over the state, besides the entire council. You know, you're talking about one seat. The entire city council is up. From
35 seats. Is that correct? 35 seats are up, or is it? No. So that's why I plan on running for city council, and I'm making a lot of noise, and I'm telling people, and I'm screaming at people, I want to be elected, I want to make deals with the local councilman, I want to be able to go in there with force. It's 51 of us, and 26, if we get 26 of them, no mayor could ever force this crazy executive orders. You're right, the governor can override us, but where's the governor going to come right in?
The governor doesn't have as much power anymore because the supermajorities in Albany are so big right now. Right now, the most important people are Andrea Stewart-Cousins and Paul Heshy. And I bet the majority of Jews don't even know those two names. And those are the people that are deciding what's going on in New York and what's going on in Brooklyn.
No, it's the governor. Stop. It's the governor. The governor keeps doing executive orders and doing whatever he wants to us.
People are not educated. People don't know. For example, I'll give you an example. Scott Stringer, who is he? He was the New York City controller. Right? But if you look at it, he wasn't able to balance the budget. New York City, we don't have...
His job is to watch the money, not to balance the budget.
Now we want him to have more control when he wasn't doing such a great job before. People don't know who's who. They don't know who the leaders are in their community.
Well, the next thing we have no chance. I mean, look, we have had Republican mayors in the past in New York City, and we've had Republican governors in the past. Is there no chance that it might flip?
You see, that's another issue. You got to stop living off of the George Pataki. Now the Trump Republican that actually came out and did Nicole Maliotakis did not win because of leadership in Albany. She won actually from her grassroots. I know Nicole very well for many years. Nicole is one of the hardest people I know working. And Nicole has grassroots working.
She said she's going to take on the squad.
I'm going to help her when I get to city council. I know that she's a congresswoman, but I'm going to help her somehow in this city. Do you know that, just for your knowledge, because we're coming to the end of the show, that supposedly because Cindy's very nervous of COVID, and she doesn't like anybody. I wanted to come visit her and bring her pizza, but she says I can't come. And I'm really very good with pizza, by the way, Cindy. I get pizza from all over town. Cindy says, no, leave it by the door, I'll leave you a book. I mean, come on, Cindy. You can't just take me a book.
But heck, I didn't go to the Hanukkah party at the White House. I didn't go to the Abraham Accords that was outside in the summer. I have yet to go to any of my friends' because I don't do it. I thank God I have my mother alive and my mother-in-law alive, and thank God we've been okay. And my son is a doctor and has been in the emergency room taking care of COVID patients since last January.
Have you seen him?
Firsthand.
Have you seen your son?
Not in a long time.
Zoom, a lot of zooming.
By the way, Cindy, I'm going to tell you now, I've gone since June to 87 weddings. We went to almost 20 bar mitzvahs, and I won't even tell you how many family events. So I am never going to do what anybody else does. I'm going to keep going out there. I'm going to keep making fun of the Blablio and Crackamo. And I want you to know something. I'm going to be running as a Democrat. I'm going to be having open mind to work with the Republicans. I won't be like Biden and say, listen, I want to work and make everybody peace, and then instead stab Trump in the back, which I don't understand this. I mean, Biden says he wants peace, and let alone
Stabs America in the back.
So, Cindy, can I ask you this question?
So much hypocrisy.
Right now, they are impeaching the President of the United States, the former
That's
president.
insane.
Can Mr. Biden stop it?
Why
I'm not
should
talking
he?
Congress or
Yes,
Senate.
everything-
Biden
you know
himself.
what? I look at it very differently and very realistically. I knew that we were going to lose Georgia because I was working hands-on in Georgia and I saw what was going on down there. I knew that
Arizona?
I know that you wanted to, you know what, people have to become educated and become aware of things, and it's not just if everybody thinks that if they read Facebook or if they see something, on Twitter, a tweet, that's the news all the time. A lot of that's the problem. We're spending too much time on opinion-based and not enough facts. And if people would spend as much time on reading the news, well, you can't even read a newspaper, but of trying
There's
to
no
form
reliable
the
news
word.
source.
You know what? When we were doing registrations, I got a load of phone calls from people in Brooklyn. They didn't even know how to register or what the Board of Elections is.
Wow. And you can do that online. Cindy, you are wonderful. I'm so happy. I can't wait till COVID is over so I can bring you pizza from Bravo's or Amnon's Pizza. I wish you to be safe and healthy.
I wish it for you, and I wish your wife a happy birthday, you. And I hope I gave you I want the Jews to succeed in all ways.
Well, when I win city council, I'll be defending not only the Jews, but all my people and all my kids and all my foster kids. And I promise you, I will work tirelessly like I do now, and I will never stop. And you know what, people, like Cindy says, you don't go out to vote, don't complain who you have. You go out to vote, and I want everybody to come out to vote for me at city council. I'm running for city council, and I'm telling you I'm going to win. And when I win, I'm going to continue winning, and I'm going to continue fighting for you. Cindy, we love you. Thank you. And I'm going to come out there, and I'm going to cry and beg. I know you're GOP, but somehow I'm going to have to make you endorse a Democrat. I don't know how.
Well,
Maybe
let me put it this way. If anybody who's in the GOP that is part of a rogue group that's supporting anti-Semites, you will get my endorsement.
Thank you, Cindy.
Cindy, I could not express my own gratitude for your coming on the show, Cindy,
you.
and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
We're gonna end the show now.
soon.
Thank you, Cindy. You're wonderful. May God bless you, and you have everything.
A wonderful Tu B'Shvat,
A wonderful Tu B'Shvat,
and then followed by a wonderful
and you-
Shabbat Shira.
And even though you're GOP, you're invited to my victory party. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you guys before the show ends, we're going to end in about a minute. I just want to tell you, murders are up this year, 447, 110% higher. I just want you to know the homeless issue, another 8,000 according to Mr. Mr. de Blasio's fake numbers. And you know what? I want to get Fauci on the show because
We got to discuss the mayoral election. It's frightening.
But this guy Fauci is now involved in politics. He hasn't done anything. And again, I've been saying this over and over. Hospitalization is down. I'm going to hospitals. I'm checking them out. I'm talking to doctors. And somehow Cuomo and Cracamo and Blablio have numbers that are different than me. But they're not showing it to me. And Scott Stringer is suing them even. Anyways, our show is coming to an end. I want to thank all of you for listening to the show. Welcome to my show. I'm going down to Florida. Anybody who wants to come see me, I'm at the Alexander. I'm going for pizza Saturday night. I don't know where, and I'm looking for a wedding. Cindy, you're delicious. I want you back, and I'm going to make you endorse me. I don't know how. I'm going to make you endorse me. Maybe a lollipops on top of the pizza, but I'm going to get you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.